it wasn't just the water that came into the system, it was also the reduction in demands that we saw throughout our region because of those lower temperatures and the local rainfall that we received. People watered their yards a lot less.
Yep. Water is gold, and as far as 2024 is concerned, Central Texas hit the jackpot. That was John Hoffman with the LCRA discussing this unusual summer that produced several flooding events that put more water into the LCRA system than was being taken out. But make no mistake, we got lucky, dodging what would have likely become nothing short of a water crisis. If 2022 or 2023's weather had occurred again here in 2024, it's likely that Lake Travis would have approached its lowest water elevation in history. What kind of conversation do you think we would be having right now if we didn't get bailed out, so to speak, by July, May, and now September?
So, if you would have had a repeat of the year that we kind of like what we'd seen in 2022, 2023 in terms of the climatic conditions, and if you had not seen a significant change in water use patterns, you would have been having conversations around mandatory curtailment measures, mandatory conservations over and above anything that we had had in the previous couple of years. The lakes would be at their lowest points that we had had. Probably Lake Travis would be at its lowest points.
But the LCRA now has a new tool at its disposal, or at least it will soon. This is the upper basin of the lower Colorado River that we know and love. It's a network of dams, lakes, reservoirs that store water for use and control flooding. But there's an entire lower side of this basin between Austin and the Gulf of Mexico that has not had the capability of storing anything, at least until now. Tell us about the Arbuckle Reservoir, where you stand with that, why there were delays, and when it's finally going to come online.
Well, the Arbuckle Reservoir project is a major reservoir project. It's the only one that we have that represents reservoir storage downstream of Austin, where we get roughly twice the amount of rainfall that we get up here. So storage in that part of the world is very, very important for us and very strategic for our basin. It's not unusual at all for us to have rainfall in the Austin area or downstream and not have rainfall in the arid region that feeds our Highland Lakes. Yep. And so that reservoir project is strategically located to be able to take advantage of those flows that originate downstream of Austin and to be able to store those and bank them for use in the lower basin.
When the Arbuckle Reservoir comes online at the end of this year, it will begin storing water that falls anywhere between Austin and the Gulf of Mexico, a part of the system that gets a lot more rainfall usually. Adding more supply is one solution, but that can only get you so far. Conserving water use is our best bet for water security, which means we need to change one big outdated habit that gobbles up a whopping 70% of our water supply. The biggest tool at our disposal for helping us conserve water with a growing population is what we use it on, right?
Yes. Yeah, in particular, our discretionary water use. I'm not talking about the food that we cook meals for our families with, that we bathe our children with. You start looking at the landscape watering and the amount of water that's being used on non-essential things, and you really start to get very focused on trying to eliminate those as much as possible. That represents a great deal of water.
Avery Tomasco, CBS Austin News.